everybody. This video is being done by my 13-year-old grandson, John Fahey IV, who was brought here by my daughter Karen. I memorized the Highwayman in the 5th grade and have enjoyed performing with it many times over the years. I loved it because it tells the story about a highwayman who, they say, robbed from the rich to give to the poor. Robin Hood and others like him were often considered a hero. But before I start, I would like to explain something about the end of the poem. After the story ends, there are 2 stanzas that may sound as if I've gone off my rocker and am starting all over. I assure you this is not the case. Just as in Shakespeare's Hamlet, most people in England during the Elizabethan period believed in ghosts. So the last 2 stanzas are about ghosts, not real live people. Here is the poem. The wind was a torrent of darkness among the gusty trees. The moon was a ghostly galleon tossed upon cloudy seas. The road was a gypsy's ribbon looping the purple moor. When the highwayman came riding, the highwayman came riding up to the golden door. He'd a French cocked hat on his forehead, a bunch of lace at his chin, a coat of the Clara velvet, and breeches of brown doeskin. They fitted with never a wrinkle. His boots were up to the thigh, and he rode with a jewel twinkle, his pistol butts a twinkle, his rapier hilt a twinkle, under the jewel sky. Over the cobbles he clattered and clanged in the dark inn yard, and he tapped with his whip on the shutters, but all was locked and barred. He whistled a tune to the window, and who should be waiting there but Bess, the landlord's daughter, the landlord's black-eyed daughter, plaiting a dark red love knot into her long black hair. But dark in the dark old inn yard, a stable wicket creaked, where Tim the ostler listened. His face was white and peaked. His eyes were hollows of madness, his hair like mouldy hay. But he loved the landlord's daughter, the landlord's red-lipped daughter. Dumb as a dog he listened as he heard the robber say, "One kiss, my bonny sweetheart, I'm after a prize tonight, but I shall be back with the yellow gold before the morning light. Yet, if they press me sharply, or harry me through the day, then look for me by midnight. I'll come to thee by midnight, though hell should bar the way." He rose upright in the stirrups. He scarce could reach her hand, but she loosened her hair in the casement. His face burned like a brand as the black cascades of perfume came tumbling over his breast. Then he kissed its waves in the moonlight. Oh, sweet black waves in the moonlight. Then he tugged at his rein in the moonlight and galloped away to the west. He did not come in the dawning. It did not come at noon. And out of the tawny sunset before the rise of the moon, when the road was a gypsy's ribbon looping the purple moor, a red-coat troop came marching, marching, marching. King George's men came marching up to the olden door. They said no word to the landlord. They drank his ale instead. But they gagged his daughter and bound her to the foot of her narrow bed. Two of them knelt at her casement, with muskets at their side. There was death at every window, and hell at one dark window, for Bess could see through her casement the road that he would ride. They had tied her up to attention with many a sniggering jest. They had bound a musket beside her with the barrel beneath her breast. Now keep good watch. And they kissed her. She heard her lover say, "Look for me by moonlight, watch for me by moonlight. I'll come to thee by moonlight, though hell should bar the way." She twisted her hands behind her, but all the knots held good. She writhed her hands till her fingers were wet with sweat or blood. They stretched and strained in the darkness, and the hours crawled by like years, till now, on the stroke of midnight, cold on the stroke of midnight, the tip of one finger touched it. The trigger at least was hers. The tip of one finger touched it. She strove no more for the rest. Up she stood to attention with the barrel beneath her breast. She would not risk their hearing. She would not strive again, for the road lay bare in the moonlight, blank and bare in the moonlight, and the blood in her veins in the moonlight throbbed to her love's refrain.